Alright, we are live. Let's get some jams in here. Alright.
Okay. Now don't you stop on me, OBS. Don't you stop recording.
You think this will work?
That's very loud.
Yeah, you can right click it and all that. Alright, so
Yeah.
now that the stream is up, let's see here.
Dubstep gaming music night 2019. Ooh.
There's a way to look at us. So stream hub. Alright.
What's the stream called?
Hang on. There's a way to look at it. Sorry if you hear background noise.
No, that's not what I'm. Are there any like hashtags on it? I can look it up.
There are no hashtags on it. Why is Warframe still in the thing? What? I honestly don't care. That's fine. I think this will be okay. Copy. Let me post it to you. Awesome. Okay, it works. Alright. I think I can lower the volume though a little bit. To a complete 8%.
It's on mine's on 1.
Oh, we got 2 viewers.
2 viewers, huh?
You automatically added that? Logan, we need you to remove that.
Remove what?
The Warframe, because I feel like people are actually gonna like figure that out. Like, I don't listen to people like that. There are no hashtags on it. So, why is Warframe still in the thing? Welcome to the stream, guys. Honestly, don't care. I hope you guys can hear the background music. So,
We'll see soon.
that's fine.
Push mode.
But, so we technically don't have a guest, which sucks, because I really wanted to put bring in a guest. You know what? Hang on.
Load you.
So right now, this is technically episode 1. So I hope everyone enjoys this, right? So this is
Technically,
it is a remake, yes. It is a technical remake. You need to up your output volume, by the way. I think it'll help.
it's freaking up all. Ah!
That's fine, that's fine. If it is, then that's fine.
I'm just.
Actually, we'll probably do it a little as much
can
as often
work.
as possible. So, if that's fine with you. Honestly. So, we're getting subscribers to your channel. That's crazy. But,
Yeah, it's.
but otherwise, right now,
Ah.
technically we were, like I said, though, supposed to have a guest for here, but they were unable to come, and that's fine. That's fine. We can make this work. So I have a couple questions, you know, and I think hopefully Carson will have a few. You know, we're just kind of here, chill out with everyone.
Chill out.
So
You know.
I hope everyone's having a really good day today. Okay, we can share a channel. It's up to you. Message retracted. But otherwise, like I said, welcome to the show. So I have a few questions and Carson, nobody here.
Yeah.
So, alright, Carson. So I know, we both really enjoy games, and I think we both know it.
Yeah.
And just help me answer a few questions. Ask me a few questions about it. So I guess it's really not like we're not trying to make this a Q&A, but something simple.
All right.
But what got us into games? I guess, you know. I think we should both ask ourselves that. What got us both into games? I think you should say first. You know, I should go first.
Yeah.
So
Alright,
what helped you get into games?
What got me into gaming
Yeah, what got
was
you?
an Xbox 360. And it's not one. It wasn't one. It was one of the ones that always red ring. Except it hasn't broken yet. It's still
Nice.
working.
Good. I got into
So
from
that's
PC
pretty
and
much
all that, so that's originally kind of where I came from. But from gaming, you know, I think it helps for us. A lot of people like games.
Yeah.
We get these games. Our friends, you know.
Yeah.
Our guest, that was we like games, and we're just gonna kind of be here and talk about the gaming now. Maybe a little bit into the past. Talking about the older classics, right? So more or less
Yeah.
Skyrim, Fallout, and all that, you know, kind of getting nice and deep into it, you know, kind of talking about them in depth, you know, and kind of what a lot of people, kind of favor it, So. So,
Hold on. You're
what's up?
You're cutting out a bit. Hold on. I don't know why.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. So, whoever joined, welcome to the stream. Pretty much, I think some of the classics, I think I'd call them classics now. What's up, Iron Dragon? This is just a kind of a revamp of last night, but pretty much a little bit better. This is us get into it a lot more. So, mainly, I personally think, Borderlands, out of all these open world games, these older seemingly older games. You know, I mean, look at how long it's taken from how it's two, you know. If you think about it, okay, so some of these older games, you know, that was released like Borderlands 2, okay, one of the, you know, pretty loved game. Borderlands 2 was released September 21st, 2012. And
It's still
if you look at it now, you know, Borderlands 3, one of the more, you know, anticipated games that just, you know, kind of came out, you know,
Yeah.
not horribly long ago, you know, this year, I think, right?
mm,
I think it was a big success with that. I mean, truly, I mean, if you look, you know, how, you know, asking ourselves, you know, how successful was it really, you know? It sold, I mean, first, you know, when its first days it came out, you know, it sold 50 million units the very first 5 days,
oh, yeah.
making it one of the fastest selling games in history.
Huh?
I mean, that's pretty crazy. I mean, 5 million within 5 days. I mean, a million a day by chance. I mean, I don't know, but that's pretty crazy.
Very-
Like, not gonna lie, that's crazy.
That's crazy and all, but it will never live up to the Wii Remote sale with another game. Crazy, because that's not even a whole lot.
Yeah, definitely pre-sequel was, I think, not very good, but
No,
the first
I
one,
don't think a lot of people love pre-sequel, but
first
I know,
one definitely did well, I think, as well. You know, that kind of, you know, opening the gates. Obviously, any game sells this first game. You know, hopefully opening the gate to its, you know, opening to the actual game. So, you know, I mean, I love open worlds. You know, they're the coolest thing ever. I think. You know, do whatever the heck you want. I mean, honestly, from Borderlands to Skyrim and to, I mean, like Fallout, and Skyrim, you can just about do whatever the heck you want, from killing people and whatnot.
yeah,
Was it remastered? I never knew that.
Skyrim or what?
No, Borderlands. But dang, that's a good fact right there. So when the first one did do well, but not when it remastered. Okay, so that's something to also think about. You know, why would it be bad when it got remastered? You know, so I mean that's something to also ask. You know, like why would they remaster a game that's already so good? Unless it's like actually, you know, asked for. But another fact to think of, you know, what opened the world to open world games, you know, you know,
Yeah,
the, you know, one of the very first open worlds games, you know, that technically I feel was very shaky, I'll betcha. But apparently one of the very first open world games that opened, you know, the gates to that you know area of knowledge was Jet Rocket 1970 by Hydlide. Don't quote me. In 1984, Sega's Jet Rocket 1970, the first open world game. Sorry.
Wait,
And
so
a game named Jet Rocket, and
Yeah.
that's what open. You know, that's how we have these amazing games of, you know, from now and then to the future. Now, like Cyberpunk. I mean, I think that's an open world. I'm pretty sure, right? Unless it's like no.
I think it's gonna be more linear than open.
Okay, understandable. I mean, that's fine.
I don't know Cyberpunk.
But I mean,
so
like,
I
look
can't
at
tell you.
like, yeah, that's true. Cyberpunk really hasn't. I don't think it's got much though. Is she now? Okay. Okay. I haven't looked too much into Elder Scrolls. I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. Like, okay, so
What, just like Elder Scrolls Skyrim or just Elder Scrolls in the whole entire series?
I'd be guessing the whole entire thing, right? Right, Aaron? I hope this game isn't copyright, or this song isn't copyright. It's just 2019 best dubstep, drum beat and all that. But like, okay, so for Elder Scrolls, like their newest one, I mean, it's coming to Switch. That's a pretty big advancement, you know.
I mean, okay, so Skyrim, they haven't released a single new Elder Scrolls except, I guess you could say, the one on the phone.
Um,
There's a clear one down there.
Okay.
so like, okay, I haven't really known a whole lot about Elder Scrolls. Yeah, Skyrim for Switch, that's a thing, or going to be.
They haven't
You can
released-
look it up. You go to Elder Scrolls Home for Bethesda, and actually, they own
They
Skyrim,
haven't
right?
released another Elder Scrolls in a while because
Yeah.
they've only because Skyrim has done so well because
Oh yeah, Skyrim's.
they
You know,
won't-
it's a
just-
very good game. You know, a lot of people.
it's a good game, but
They
when you
have?
think about it,
Okay.
you're just scared.
So they have teased another Elder Scrolls, which means, I mean, if you look at the way they're kind of Elder Scrolls just came out. You know, the one what was it? I know the trailer had like dragons come out of the mountain, right? Or was that the teased one?
Yeah, I know they teased another Elder Scrolls game, but it's like
But their one that
They
just
won't
came out. You
release-
know, that one's. I mean, that probably just came out, but it's probably a little bit older now. But I mean, if you think about it, though, like that, I don't think that has very bad graphics. You know, I mean, it's
the
No, if
only
you-
reason-
like I'm looking through their stuff right now. Like it's coming to mobile. You know, Skyrim Switch. Yeah, that's and Skyrim VR. You know, I think that's been out for a while, but those have been done for so long. You know, so good. I mean, Skyrim is just also a very good, game because it's so flexible and, I mean, the way they designed it, you could be, technically a bad guy in Imperial or a good guy, the Rebels, the one,
Yeah. You could do that in Fallout, but Fallout's okay compared to New Vegas.
I think New Vegas was definitely one of their best ones. Not gonna lie, yeah. I mean,
So
I don't think they should redo the whole thing. I think they should just update its graphics, and I think they could technically. I mean, I don't know. I think they could definitely, put more into it, and that brings us back to Skyrim. What if they updated their graphics? Do you think?
huh?
Right,
You,
if
you cut out a bit.
time to
What was
real challenge play Morrowind and Oblivion. That so you could say Morrowind, Oblivion is like the Bloodborne of
Yeah. Yeah.
Dark Souls in a way.
You want to play Skyrim is definitely more of a laid back version of the Elder Scrolls, and that's I think why it was better.
I think
compared
yeah,
to
definitely because I mean any
Thank you
game
there,
that's
person in chat.
one thing I think that's definitely in the making for open worlds. I mean, some of their newer open worlds I've seen are amazing. I mean, hang on.
Which one?
What was it? Pretty much Fallout and Outer Space. What was it? Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
I've seen
The
that.
Outer Worlds is
And-
made by the same people who made New Vegas and
Yeah.
the game before that.
So I think
And it's-
it just got released, right?
Yeah, it's like a new game, and I honestly love it. I've only seen gameplay, and I haven't played it myself, but I love it. I like it. It's not bad. From the little bits and pieces
October
I've seen.
25th, 2019, with a Nintendo Switch version to be released in 2020. So yeah, it's already out, but I mean, just looking at it, it's not bad. There's shrink rays, something that's really not in many games, besides as a mod. Actually issue challenge to people, to players. So you
Honestly,
actually
I
had to repair
really
gear.
Didn't understand. They do
Okay.
a great with
So that game actually, you should do some podcast game reviews.
feedback.
Actually, that wouldn't be bad, I feel.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't.
I mean, I feel
know
like this is what this
Marvel
kind of
and
is, but
Wisdom.
I mean, we're just gonna try and stick to a subject better now because I mean, last time we just kind of flew over everything.
Yeah.
Like I want to actually like kind of
This
look
is
more into
totally
these
too damn
games and talk
easy.
about it. By the
Too
way,
confusing.
for a guest appearance next pubcast or podcast.
Yeah. Oh,
We're
yeah,
not doing the
okay.
pubcast, don't worry, guys.
We're gonna be drinking. Wow.
But
You know.
next podcast we might do a guest reveal, or well, not reveal, but a guest surprise guest. Ooh, surprise! And well, Skyrim really. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And don't
Logan,
add me
it's
to the
fine.
podcast.
Logan, you're fine. We can add. I mean, I don't think people would honestly mind. It's
Alright.
um. I mean, literally just podcast is just kind of talk about stuff, and get to know people. So I mean, not gonna. I mean, I'd be happy to add you. I wouldn't mind. I mean, I think people wouldn't honestly care as long as you don't cuss and everything. I honestly don't mind. English project.
Yeah.
So guys,
This
also
is a
in
Christian
underneath after we're done live streaming, I want you guys to please criticize me, or criticize us. Sorry, tell us
Yeah,
what we
pretty
can do better. Everything, please. Yeah, yeah. Fallout in space, pretty much. Um, I'm wondering. I think they actually have, is Outer Worlds from Obsidian Entertainment. Okay,
Yeah, they're from a
Fallout Games.
Yeah, it is Fallout in space. And you know
So-
what? It's pretty darn good. It's better than.
Well, I wouldn't call it better I wouldn't go
say
that
it's
far.
better.
Because
I don't. No, I'm not saying it's better. I haven't played Fallout 3
because what I'm looking at is it's sort of open-ended RPG decision. So Obsidian is
I
kind of
think
going
we-
more towards an RPG sort of feel, rather of open world. Kind of.
That's.
I mean, any
I-
open world's usually.
RPG.
Is he now? That's some cool stuff. Wow.
And,
So you get dialogue build. Dang. Okay.
ooh.
I'd love to
Alright.
talk about that then. I'd love to get deeper into, talking about Outer Worlds, kind of, having a podcast specific towards, game. That'd be an idea. That'd be an idea. Dragon, you just gave me $1 million idea, man. I'll split the monies.
$1 million.
Nah, not $1 million,
Not
but just an idea. But I think fights and conflicts. Okay, that's smart right there. Talking your way out of conflicts, that can go into real life as well. There's no need to fight people, guys. Be nice.
No, there's totally some. There's.
Okay, there's a few,
so
but
many-
there's a few. There's a few. No, not all the time. No, we're not violent. No, but I mean, wait, all right. So we gotta lead back into it. But open worlds. I mean, I feel. Let's see how many copies. All right, so
How many copies of what?
of open world or Outer Worlds,
I don't know.
they have a Game Pass. I honestly think that's not gonna do well. It's for $1 for an Xbox Game Ultimate Pass. So
It's better than the Fallout
Code
76
Vein,
Pass, I promise.
I have not. That looks. Is this an older kind of game? This looks like an older kind of game, but it looks good, you know. Story-driven connecting dungeon experience. Okay, so it has dungeons.
That's like really new.
So it has dungeons
That's
in it, which
really-
would mean
Code Vein is like an anime Dark Souls, pretty much.
it has
I
a
believe.
Dark
I'm not-
Souls range. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's hold on. It's like the anime Dark Souls. That's what I'm trying to say. I've heard
For
that's
anime
just
weebs,
what I
hence
heard.
why everyone calls oh weeb
I heard
souls.
it was like anime Dark Souls. Yeah, pretty much.
That's what it's looking like. I mean, it looks like it has not the aspect, but it looks like it has Bloodborne into it. I mean, not gonna lie, because you know you see, what is this, a Russian girl?
Their character creator is very detailed, and I must say, I like wearing 2 eye patches on both eyes.
So it's got cookies. Ew. But
Yeah, that's exactly what it's.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I don't know if this is gonna be like. I mean, I don't know. If it's a newish game, you know, it definitely looks like it has some potential. I mean, just kind of scrolling through their their homepage. You know, there's a lot of character creation going into this. Literally, like a bunch of the
Yeah.
stuff is literally customizing it. You know, and I think a
love
lot of
wearing
people
double eye patches.
double eye patch.
You can wear 1 eye patch on both eyes, and it's hilarious.
Wow. That, I mean, if people like that, then this is your kind of game to come to. This is an open world, though. That's the thing.
It's like you could. I think you could. I don't know how.
I would. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but like some
But
aspects of
that-
this game definitely does look like it's from Dark Souls altogether. You know. So, but if it plays like Dark Souls, you can get a lot of fans from Dark Souls probably into this game. Not lying. Not lying at all. Now for the future, if we come back to the future gaming, okay, so Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
That's a very talked about game. Now what's cool is they're also the creators from Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Okay, it's an open world type. So if we come to the future gaming, let's kind of take a little dive into it real quick. It's open on all platforms besides Switch. It looks, I'm seeing Xbox, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, not Xbox itself. Sorry, Xbox One. That's what I meant to say. And it's open on PC. That's what a lot of people I think are going to like. That's what I think a lot of people like to see. When it's like, oh, this is open on a couple different things. And if it's open,
If it's not open on on. Most
it's open out on
platforms,
Steam,
they're not
Epic, GOG.com, 100% of your money goes towards CD Project Group. That sounds really nice. How come? How come, Iron? Please, because I feel like Cyberpunk has some things.
Wake up, samurai. We've got a city to.
Like, I mean, come on, it's literally got the man right there. We got pretty much. We got big boy here. He's saying, yeah, wake up, samurai. That's something I feel like it's got to
Keanu
interest you. I mean,
Reeves.
come on now. Yeah, Keanu Reeves. I mean, come on now. I feel like that's gotta.
You forgot his name?
No. Quite.
Yeah,
No. I did not forget
you
his name.
did.
No.
You,
No,
you-
I didn't.
You said
No,
the man,
no.
the myth, and you did not say his name.
Because I want you to
Forgot
finish
Keanu
my
Reeves.
sentence.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Sure, I'll finish your sandwich.
Last of Us. Okay, Last of Us Part 2, Death Stranding. Okay, I've heard some good stuff about Death Stranding, okay? Witcher Wild Hunt, some of these games that are coming out, Okay, that's understanding. What about Death Stranding? What do we all think about this game, Because I honestly feel like it looks like a decent game, Because they said it wasn't or was it? They were making it originally for a PS4, but they made it. They also got it to come out for a PC. And some of their stuff looks really good.
What
I mean,
game?
not gonna lie, for Death Stranding, like I've seen, it's an open world as well, and it has a lot of interesting, aspect. It has, stealth mechanics. I always like stealth mechanics about games. Not gonna lie, because you can see some interesting stuff that people,
Oh,
come out with
How do I
for
keep
it.
forgetting about Death Stranding? Jesus.
How do you forget about? Okay, come on. You made fun of me
Hey.
forgetting about Keanu Reeves. Alright, you forget about
Hey,
Death Stranding.
I know
The game that's literally been
Norman
out,
Reedus,
been talked
I
about for
know.
like ever. Alright, I'm gonna give you
isn't it?
flack
For
about
some reason,
that.
I thought, alright, give me flack about that, but I thought it was something different, but I just needed to make sure.
That's fine. I think one of the weirdest. Okay, the strangest thing that has got to be is the baby. Okay,
Big with that.
because Norman Reedus, understandable.
Norman Reedus.
That can be understandable because they do use him a lot. And I mean, I feel like that's. I don't see a horrible problem with it, but I think they need to get a fresh face. Fresh face. More.
It's just Norman
Fresh,
Reedus.
because if you have a fresh face,
The man who, a zombie slayer. Come on. Zombie slayer alone.
But I think this is definitely gonna be a game, kind of like, okay. I don't know if anyone's ever played Metro Redux.
I
But
was
that-
thinking about getting that game. I did not.
Redux isn't a bad one. Exodus is the one that I want because that's the sequel to it. But
Oh, I,
it looks like it has the aspects of that into it because it has mind games, and that's what that one also played. Redux is a very old game. Like, not gonna lie, it's pretty darn old, but it's good because you can customize weapons and everything. In a way, it made me feel like a Russian Fallout.
is it Metro Redux? Yes. Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is a pretty fun guy, cool guy. Like, okay,
He's been through a lot. Think about it. He's been
Yeah.
through a lot through his life.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's still saying, "You're breathtaking.
and
You're
it's-
breathtaking. A nice guy. You don't get that."
yeah, and you don't have enough people that are like that. But looking through, I mean, just even their screenshots, you can see some. Now, hopefully for this game, Death Stranding, it's not another Anthem.
I don't. No, it's not another Anthem. It's
No,
not.
where it has
Anthem's
good
completely
graphics,
different.
but it's just garbage. That's what. Okay, so I got Anthem.
They're
not gonna
nowhere
lie,
near.
I love
They're
the
not
way.
made by the same people.
I'll bet you he is. Not gonna lie, Iron. I can definitely agree with you. I just hope Death Stranding though isn't like another Anthem where they have it's really nice graphics, smooth, but you get into its story a little bit and it feels flat.
Yeah.
You have your basic story elements. You have your hero. Kind of show up. I mean, in this, you do have your hero, but he goes through a lot more. He goes through some interesting stuff in this. If you watch the trailers, I mean, simply through the trailers, you see a lot of the game, and I hope this game, revives some of these open world. Because I mean, Anthem was supposed to be an open world. I think I'm like 90% sure. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but
I play Anthem and it just doesn't to me feel like it's
Yeah.
open world. It just,
it doesn't. It felt so flat because you have your opening. You come into you literally come into your Destiny. Okay, so
Destiny. Alright.
Destiny is a decent game. I won't say it's the best. Okay, so I got Destiny on
Yeah.
PlayStation 3 when I was in middle school. I'm like 90% sure. I enjoyed the game, but the problem with Destiny, it's a pay to play.
No,
If you
it's
want
not.
to, yeah, it is. Because if you want to go further into the game, you see these people with DLC
I see
armors
what-
and weapons, you can't
see
fight
what-
them because they're so overpowered. With the base
Yeah, I see
game
what-
up to Mars, up to the Mars DLC of being, where you fight with
Yeah.
the Valkyrie lance and all that,
Yeah, I understand.
I wish, I think they tried to add an open world aspect to it. I really think they do because you have all your side missions and everything. But, they, I don't know. I mean, they're already talking about Destiny 3. There have been rumors of a Destiny 3. Why would you? Why would you come out with a brand new
Destiny
game?
has a-
Not continue. That's what they need to do. They need to refine a lot of stuff in that game because the thing about Destiny is, I think the future of it is gonna go down a little bit. I think it'll go back up because Activision split from Bungie.
Yeah,
I don't know if many people know that, but Activision split from Bungie, and Bungie, because Bungie was getting, it was done with their crap. They're like, no, we can't, like, no, we don't want to do all this crap, because Activision loves their money, I'm not gonna lie, so does Blizzard. So,
Blizzard's controlled, I think, by another company.
like, okay, I own StarCraft, and I got the collector's edition. I love it, but I don't think it was worth it for what all I got, okay? Because I got all the campaigns, all the ones that usually... Okay, Bungie should not have ditched Halo. You are definitely correct. You're definitely correct, Iron. Not gonna lie, I mean, I think anyone can agree on that, because Halo 5, okay, either it was Halo 5 or 4, I don't remember. But 1 through 3 was pretty darn good. I mean, I think
Yeah,
I think a
still
lot
replayed them.
I think a lot of people can agree. I mean, I feel like a lot of people can agree, truly. But when it comes to Halo 5, where were they going? I want to ask that.
It's,
That's true. What do you think about Halo Wars, though? If we go
I
into
think,
that aspect of the games,
honestly,
real-time
that
strategy.
or,
Because
but
they haven't. Okay, a
I
lot of
don't want
people,
Halo.
if you look at what they ask, people ask for the Flood, and they made it a mod. Can you believe that?
what they made what?
They made the Flood a playable race, or somebody did, but it was a mod because they would not add it to the actual game, which I understand they probably would be absolutely overpowered because they could wipe out the whole universe almost. I mean, if you think about it, you look at how they
What?
literally do anything, they're pretty strong.
You seen those tiny little monsters that run
Yeah.
all around us?
Yeah.
You gotta run from them. They take over a body like that.
Yeah, definitely.
That.
But as a playable race for, Halo Wars, they would nerf it down to where they'd probably almost be unplayable. Alright, Dominic, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome to the podcast. I'm here with Carson, so but
Yeah.
I think who would annihilate the Flood?
Who would annihilate the Flood?
Rainbow
Clearly
Six
the
Siege
Mac.
player, epic. Oh, what's up? What's up, Rainbow Six Siege player?
Yeah, that's me.
That's you.
That's me.
That's funny. I like that name.
I've
But,
made people read chat.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess. Or bring that
Ty-
to
Tyrant.
Runner, right?
What? Hang on.
I don't know too much about.
What are
I don't know too
those?
much about Halo.
Tyrant.
Tyranids. Tyranids. That's the thing.
Tyranids. Oh, from Warhammer.
See, that's where it got me.
Okay,
I heard
now
it
I'm
before,
looking
but-
through. Hive Fleet. In large groups known as swarms. Okay, so they sound like they have a that sounds like a StarCraft. Okay. 40k universe. Okay, so who could defeat them? That's the thing, you know, because there's always a power. It seems like over everything. And what's weird is for every game they argue who would be better, right? Like Marvel v DC, you know, they're always arguing, you know, who has the better
DC's not
characters.
bad. They
DC's
just
not bad.
suck butt on making movies.
Yeah, they definitely do. I mean, besides Aquaman, okay, not gonna lie, Aquaman was
Yeah.
cheesy looking, but you know,
Aquaman.
they're
was
unbeatable.
horrible-
Okay, now,
horrible
but
at
let's
the
say
beginning.
we introduce, okay, so cancer eating at the Imperium, so composite species of hideous insectoid xenos.
You still talking about the Tyranids? The Gene Stealers?
They're gene stealers from.
Yeah.
So pretty much they take whatever's bad and turn it good with them. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm hearing? Because if that's
No.
the thing that they do, then that would be pretty crazy. Because
They
let's say,
steal genes.
Hive,
They take
but wouldn't the Hive be also able to kind of counteract that? Because if you think about it, you know, the Hive take their bodies, right? If they're able to use gene, you know, let's say a Hive, you know, Hive are able to evolve, you know. I don't think they can, but let's say they do. Would then they become unbeatable, or would it be checkmate? Because listen, you know, looking at this, you know, Gene Stealer, right? History, you know, Galaxy Journey Across Unspeakable Cold of the Void, you know. So they're pretty hardened, you know. They're like, yeah, we're done with this, you know. That's what it looks like, you know. Compel entire species, such an adventure. Consumed everything of worth in their home galaxy. So they consume a lot then. That's scary. Because that could also be a downfall, I feel, you know. Because if you have a species, you know, I mean, I don't know. You know, this is just what I'm kind of, you know, thinking of, you know. Because if you have, you know, a species that will specifically, you know, fleet Hive Kraken, which instead of assaulting its targets in a single Hive fleet, is split into countless smaller fleets. That's smart. That's smart. So evolve and adapt. If they meet a threat, they can't be yours. They'll make another type of. Oh, so they will make a complete. Okay. So would you say they're multiple species?
Okay, so I believe they are the. Sorry, I don't know like everything about Warhammer, so I can't just say, yep, this is how it works.
To counteract that they could not beat before. So, but now could they ever turn on each other? Because that sounds like they make a whole nother type of Tyrannoid, right? Okay, so if they're making a whole nother one, right? Then does that mean they make a whole new species, right? Whole new species.
No, I don't think they'd make a whole new species.
Okay, I'm just wondering. Okay,
They'd have the base genes.
what they want.
probably
Oh,
add
okay.
on
So that's
another
scary
thing
then.
to it.
So now what if they're fighting a god? They go off a hive mind. So the hive mind is uber smart then, not gonna lie, because he's just like, okay, can't be him. Let's make a new type that can fight him, right? So what if they fight, like, let's say. Okay, so we're gonna bring a little fun into this, alright? Iron, alright? I'm gonna test your mind real quick, alright? So let's say no, I'm serious, you know. Let's say, okay, you know who the Sentry is, right? From Marvel. You know, I think he's their version of Superman in a way, right? Do you think if they made, you know, I mean, obviously, I don't, like, they never do that kind of stuff, you know, but like, if they were to meet him, because he's technically a god in a way. I mean, not gonna say he is, but he's like the power of a sun, bro. Like, if they were able to defeat him, could they control suns? Because he has the power of a sun, you know, like legitimately. You know, and that goes, you know, because with a hive mind, that's that smart.
Yeah.
Born beyond the void, he travels through space using Gigantic. And genetically engineered to travel through the vacuum, known as hive
Yeah.
ships. Being deity type figures. So they technically can defeat a god because the deities, I mean, deities are pretty powerful, not gonna lie. So if they could be a deity, they could probably beat a god, which is scary because then what could defeat them, let's say, you know? If they're able to do that, then I mean, there's the sound of that literally says. So that's scary. That's really I'd hate to fight them. I mean, I feel like there's got to be something though to counteract them. I mean, I don't know. Making such a overpowered, thing. You
I
got
know that the Warhammer 40k people defeat them with fire, and it works pretty well.
okay, but dang, that's scary. Something that like that, putting into a game. I mean, that's hard to figure out.
This is where we need a third person because it's hidden.
Right. Now, keeping it into the aspect of strategy, real-time strategy, what do we, I think Warhammer 40k is such a good,
Oh,
Warhammer I feel like is such a good, game altogether. The way they kind of thought of,
I honestly I love
Because
Warhammer.
it's lore.
It's the version of Warhammer that I love. I've never
from
played
another
it, but
universe.
so many
So
mods on it.
now, okay,
Mhm.
that's good. That's good. I like that. If they're technically from another universe, I need to go get milk. I have coffee cup. I mean that's scary.
I wonder what universe could that?
I know, right? But keeping it into the 40k now, 40k is such a good game. I think I don't think I can see a few things that they could do. Update some of their graphics from their older games. Beef up, their process. Don't change the game altogether. People probably flock back to their old games as well because I mean I own Soulstorm. I'll play anytime. I don't care. Just shoot me a text, but it's a pretty decent that have their hive minds. That's scary then. Dang, that's pretty scary right there, Iron.
They're supposed to be.
Now if you also look towards, alright. I apologize. What would be interesting is what if they made, I mean, not open world, but I know they have some 40k, kind of over the shoulder person shooter sort of deal, right? But it's a lot older, they have campaign within everything. They have a multiplayer, but not many people play the multiplayer, It's games, smaller, these games, that are older. Do you think for the future gaming, for the future?
Wait, you're kind of cutting out. Give it a moment.
Am I good?
Oh god, wait, no, the connection's dropping. Oh, wait, let's back up. God damn you, internet and people on this net. Go ahead. Well, we have
Am I good now?
Wait. What? Oh god.
Okay. So they made kind of a whole entire area. That's good. I like that. I like the way they. What I like the way they categorize. I wouldn't really say categorize, but like more or less, kind of
put their games together, you know, because I feel like they actually do put a lot of thought into it because you can do so many different things, you know. The chaos, you know, they're pretty overpowered race as well. If you think about it, probably not always overpowered as
Chaos.
Tyranids or whatever, Bug Boys.
Yeah, I know Donald.
But I mean, they have some pretty wicked stuff, you know, like a demon prince straight up, you know, pretty crazy stuff. But I mean, each race, you know, in a way is completely separate if you think about it. Versus, like, okay, StarCraft. I love StarCraft. It was a very fun game, but it got old because there's more spam. Whoever can build more units than the other,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Missouri. And we're talking about
Space Marines are pretty annoying to deal with. Not gonna lie. Necrons are pretty fun as well. I mean, they're a lot of fun. I love playing
don't
Necrons.
diss my Space Marine.
No, I'm not
Alright?
saying
Don't you dare
they're
diss
just
my-
okay as a bot. I'm saying because like campaign sort of deal, Soulstorm, that's annoying. Worst thing ever, I swear. Because if you're not good at the game, don't play the campaign because you get dominated pretty quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean that's right because it makes you learn the game. You know, they're like, yeah, you know, we're not gonna give you cheesy stuff. You know, you're gonna learn our game or you're gonna fail. You know, that's what it seems like. You know? They're gonna
Yeah.
make sure that
And then
you're gonna try and die.
I love
which
my
is good, you
national, my
Um, But as like a beginning player, you know, that's hard. You know?
especially if you pick somehow one of the worst freaking factions to play. This is my choice.
Understand? Okay, that's understandable. Yeah, different aspects of games are always more fun than others. You know, definitely, I can definitely agree with that. Okay, so
Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
understandable.
come on, who
Um,
wouldn't?
I'm gonna take a break, real quick, get some water.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so we're gonna be right back, guys. So.
Alright guys, I'm back. Hello. I don't think he's back though yet, so we're gonna wait a quick sec, but I'll just ask some quick questions, you know, like how do you guys feel about, right now with games versus back then? Like how do you think if some of these older games were to be rebooted, like not really like completely, right? Like just like graphic wise, do you think they'd surpass a lot of these newer games? Like I want to ask that question now, you know. Because if we do think about it, a lot of these older games still surpass these newer ones. Like, okay, one game called The Deaf Man. Not many people have heard about it because its graphics are good, but it was a bad game. You know, it's hard to categorize a bad game due to opinion, but
No,
welcome back, Carson.
what game?
The Deaf Man or something like that, where
Hmm.
the whole game was about you being a deaf man, you know, legitimately though, like which I mean doesn't seem bad, right? Like a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's very interesting. You know, some of these older games, Carson, would probably be could possibly be rebooted, right? from their old state
Mhm.
to their new one, right? So like, okay, Asheron's Call, that needs to be, brought back because that would stomp WoW. I was told by my parents, they played, that's when they met. But
Hmm.
for that game, if you think about it, right? It had a lot deeper aspects into it. You had crafting, you had items you had to use for spells, you had spell
Yeah.
trees, you had so much stuff into it. You could be like a war mage and all that, some really cool stuff.
Reboots are nice and all, but there's
Some
always
games really need it, Crash Bandicoot got it. A lot of people got back into Crash Bandicoot, Simple games.
yeah, totally.
Lots of people still like Snake. It's constantly being, updated, brought back up, like not like game wise, like it's pretty simple. Not gonna lie,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean,
But
look at it. They've updated it to the point to where it's actually still a fun game. It's a simple game. You literally you press key, some game, some random keys. Now they reboot games like um
Modern
what's an
Warfare.
example? Modern Warfare. I don't know
Mhm.
how Modern Warfare is gonna go for a reboot.
They already did it. The campaign is um, the the campaign is all right.
Is it? I didn't
The
know how it's
campaign
gonna
is
go
all right.
because I've seen the
They
older
told,
one. It doesn't seem horrible.
I believe
But I
the,
mean that's the scary
the
part. You take a huge risk. I feel in rebooting a game. For the future, like for a future. So, all right, let's say what's a very favorable game right now? What's a very well known game that everyone can literally talk about? Can we just like have one dropped in chat? Everyone knows
mhm.
that you think would be outdated in five or more years. We'll say. What do you think? I originally think Minecraft. Minecraft is always it's constantly being updated. Quite a few people like it. It's a simple game. Block, 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 block. You make a sword. You slap someone with it. I'm serious. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, I'm not laughing at what
You know
I'm
what?
laughing at. Last
Star Wars
weekend.
Republic Commando. Hmm.
Stat.
I feel like that could get a reboot. I mean,
Just do stat.
okay, you have foxes now.
Nah. Ooh,
What does a fox say? I'm just kidding. No way.
yeah. Words. That's
Um.
what the word.
Yeah. What does the fox say? Ooh,
If a
foxes.
fox talks, do you ever hear it?
I know that, yeah. But it is a fox. If a fox talks, do you hear it? Okay, what if they reboot it? I would say into a sequel, but they add the sequel onto it. What would you think about that? They reboot it, right? They bring their whole game, they go bring
Yeah.
it into the game.
How would
But
you
they
reboot?
don't bring the same characters. We'll say so. Like let's say you can customize, right? Do you think? Do you know if you can customize in there? Like,
What?
oh my God, Zootopia. Yes, sir. You know what? That's our next topic for next time. We're gonna do movies. We're gonna do movies. All right.
Yeah, sure. Let's do movies next time. Let's just hope
That's a
none
good
of this
topic.
cuts
All
out.
right. 2 hour delay. Dope. Yo, we have a 2 hour delay tomorrow, boys. Hey.
Hey. Alright.
Yo, who all likes hot chocolate in here? Like, not gonna lie, that's some good stuff. I prefer that over coffee.
Yeah, it's snort hot chocolate.
Well, that's not what I was expecting there, but you need a ride. But you have the original Battlefront 2. Are they now? So from the original Battlefront 2,
Ugh.
right? You're saying you have the original one, right? The first one, oh, maybe first one,
I
right?
know Battlefront 2
So,
is really good.
because I know the new one right now, that's Battlefront 2 right now. That's I don't know about that one. That one's iffy for me because I have
It's,
the but if they're still adding maps and characters, that takes some dedication. That's when you know a game is loved. If you have a game, some of these newer games I feel don't get the love they really need because they come out the finished project updated a few times, get its bug fixes, and they just leave it be.
the game creators,
Like,
they
okay,
just want to sell the game, leave
yeah,
it because they making another, and then it just
yeah,
never works. That happens, and
yeah,
then
and
it's
and it
just
doesn't get
crap.
as much love as it really they feel like they. But if a game like that's awesome. That kit,
I hate
that's
adding Disney
awesome.
and I
That's
hate EA
awesome.
because sometimes I feel
That's
like they don't love the
Dragon.
game.
I think I needed that today. That's awesome if they add that if they do that stuff. That's I like that. I really do. I can't really say much about that. I like that. Um, we're hitting the hour mark. Okay, guys, we hit the hour mark. Hey, woo.
Yeah, we have like 2 minutes.
um,
You want to just when do you want to end this? At like the exact hour mark, or just a little past it?
we can end it at 9:30. I feel. So, all right.
All right,
So officially now it's ending soon. 15 minutes. I'll call it. All right. So
all right.
when I guess the talk for today though, we kind of ventured off a little bit from it, but for the games now into the future, Disney made a threat to EA. Okay, hold up. We might go a little bit past 9:30, boys. Let's swap back to that screen there. Yo,
Wait,
lay down
what?
those facts. Lay the
Disney let a what?
lay down those facts. Let's
Tell
go.
us.
Let's hear
I haven't
this.
heard of it.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna make a more sandwiches. I'm gonna keep an eye on.
Because
chat.
I don't see a reason why they would have a reason, but to do that. But yeah, let's hear those facts, man. I think one thing that many games don't realize is that they need to listen to their public. Like some games I know they will, but like there's a lot of games if they added some of the aspects the public would give them, I think they would be so successful because I'll see these like public projects, right? People for some of these games make some amazing things, like Rainbow Six Siege. If they added some of those concepts, I'll bet you they'd make some decent, decent dough. Not lying. You there? You dead? Did you die? Oh, you muted. Dang. Alright. But if they added the things that the public would make, for these games in future beyond, I hope, you know, wow. Wow. Dang, I don't think Disney I honestly don't think does Disney have that right though? I mean, I understand they operated that. Okay, no, Logan. Okay, no, that would get scrapped
What's
automatically.
going on?
We're talking about okay, so EA or Disney threatened EA because of if their new Star Wars game that they're coming out with flops like their Battlefront did,
Yeah.
then Disney's gonna cut their deal with EA and make them not be able to work on another Star Wars game again. And they need to listen to their public. I feel EA does not listen to public much, nor I feel like Disney kind of does, but and some of these games that they'll look at their public stuff. Oh, okay. Understand. Yeah, that's understandable. I just feel like it should be separate. Oh, well, not really separate, but
Mm-hmm.
a whole area of ability. You have your Star Wars game, which sometimes, not all the time, it can be separate from your base, Star Wars itself. I'm not saying it's wrong. They definitely do have the right. They kill to it. Okay. Okay. But do you? Okay. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. Don't worry. Don't. We're not talking about movies right now. We're talking about games.
Disney's a film. Yeah, Disney's a film company. We can talk about whatever about them.
Well, we'll do it tomorrow or whenever the next podcast will be. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or not, but
Yeah.
but if you look at some of these games though that do things, I don't think they listen to their public enough. These games for the future, I really hope, any games that are being made into the future with updates to come out, I really hope, I mean, even games now, I really hope they do listen to their public because they don't have to listen to everything because then it starts getting really bad, really choppy, but yeah, honestly, Ubisoft they're going downhill. Ever since Lion to Finca, I'm not lying. Ever since Lion to Finca came out, I think their toxicity went up and their quality, because they start running out of ideas and they don't listen to the public. Canine, I think, was an operator with a dog, like a police dog, and I understand the way animal activists and all that would act towards the game. It's like, oh, how would they act towards shooting a dog? It's a game, I understand, and I understand it's a dog. I personally, I would not like to shoot a dog, but when it comes to tacticalness, that's a real life sort of thing.
Like life or death situation. I might
Yeah,
have
and
to.
it'd be, I think, something not bad for the game itself. I love to see a canine operator. Even if it's, let's say, okay, let's say this, not make it robotic, right? But like, instead of a canine, keep it canine, but with the way the operator works is it's with a drone, right? A bit like maybe like a decently sized drone, right? So,
Yeah.
and the way it works is something completely different, not just automatically making an animal, I mean some stuff like that, like Siren. I mean Siren was such a good one I've seen. A lot of these characters, they need to just think about their stuff. All right, Carson, I think is coming. We'll do around 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
2 more minutes, yeah. Thank you guys for coming. I think this was hopefully a good talk. Please tell us, what could we do to be better during this? We want to hear it.
Honestly, Stone, I think you're bringing the heat with this. You're pretty freaking good at this.
I don't know. I think I stray. Finka. She does. They need to stop nerfing. Poor. Blackbeard here. Paper shield, paper bag man. Straight up. Like, Finka. She's a good operator though as well. Most hated indeed, but she's a good op because she wins a game sometimes. When it comes to a boost, you don't know that. Yep. Like,
Blackbeard's been the whole bunch, and he's like,
yeah,
I understand.
because he's a good operator. He's
Keep nerfing him.
you don't have an operator that can usually look around with a full on gun with a shield for a face. That's a good operator. That's very good. You do iron.
But they keep nerfing him, and I just
Yeah.
hate that.
Blackbeard's a good operator. I mean, but otherwise, for this chat, I hope you guys really enjoyed this chat.
I'm glad you're maining Blackbeard. We need more of them.
Yeah, we do. Blackbeard awareness, please donate $1
to this stream, and we add another
Yes.
Blackbeard.
Yeah, we will make awareness for poor Blackbeard. I'm just kidding, guys. Don't do
Yeah.
that. Don't donate us money.
Yeah,
Please
don't give us your money.
Yeah, we don't want it.
Unless, you know, you want
I mean,
to
hey now.
Alright.
No. But thank you guys for coming, watching this stream, It means a lot to us.
Oh, and get the word out.
Yeah,
Come
get the
on.
word out,
We
please,
need more people. I want
Yeah,
this to work.
tell others, Please, that it'll mean a lot to us. It really will. Tell people, subscribe, give us a drop by even, just kind of tell us, hey, you guys need to work out, your videos may be too lengthy or not, whatnot,
Yeah.
Oh my god, Logan, Logan, you're just a meme altogether. Not gonna lie, picks views. But thank you, Iron. You have a good one as well. Thank you for dropping by. Having a nice little talk with us. Taking your time. Um, drop us a little thing in the box. Below. Hey,
Nice material.
talk about this.
That's a
Give
good
us.
meme.
Give
That's
us
a
an
good
idea,
meme theory.
for topics. We're always taking ideas, for guests. Even if you guys want us to get a guest, let us know, and we
Yeah.
will do our hardest. So,
Honestly.
but yeah, but have a good one, guys. Good night. And we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah.
Bye bye.